The people of Jordan are overwhelmed with grief, mourning the death of pilot Muathal Kazebza, burned alive by the Islamic State. But here in New York, Michael La Civita of the Catholic Near East Welfare Association is mourning too. Having spent much of his time in the Hashemite kingdom, he thinks out of this tragedy, Jordan can rise to defeat ISIS.
Defeating ISIS cannot be a Western initiative, and it can't be the West doing it. It's countries like Jordan that have to defeat ISIS. It's Sunni Muslims, in particular, that have to defeat ISIS. This cannot be a Christian-led endeavor. It can't be Shiites attacking Sunnis, because that will just be part of the never-ending circle of violence. They have to be stopped by their own. And Jordan, I think, is one of those countries that has to lead that initiative.
And King Abdullah is vowing a, quote, relentless war and an earth-shaking response. While La Civita sees Jordan's defense as a legitimate act, he questions if this is the religious way.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. It's part of the story of the Middle East since, well, biblical times. And Jesus, of course, said something quite different, and that is, if someone hits you, turn the other cheek. What makes Christianity different is that we don't espouse retribution, but rather work toward looking for forgiveness, working for justice so that there can be peace.
Poverty, that's what La Civita calls the root of terrorism and chronic violence in the Middle East, something that needs to be alleviated to ensure justice and peace.
I don't see boots on the ground as the only way of addressing this. What we all need to be doing are addressing issues of poverty. Why are young men and some young women feeling left out? Why are they seeking refuge in communities and groups that espouse hate, that are clearly the work of the devil?
While some are criticizing King Abdullah of getting involved in the U.S. fight against ISIS, La Civita hopes Jordan will stand strong as a leader in resistance.
They're very pro-West. They see themselves as part of the West. They're some of the most hospitable people I've ever encountered. Jordan is a very special place. We should pray for wisdom, for her leaders, greater tolerance, and for peace.
Reporting for Currents, I'm Michelle Powers.